If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio. Girls have this weird thing, like I've always said, don't listen to women. When you get like dating advice and whatever, like women say one thing, they do another. I want a guy who loves me for me, and then they go and have sex with the player. Right? I've openly said to girls before, I've slept with X amount of women. I'm sleeping with like 3 at the moment, and they're like, "Oh my god, you player, that's disgusting." And then you end up fucking them that night. Like they say one thing, they do another. Okay. Okay guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about whether girls like muscular guys or not. And this is a funny debate, okay? I saw some guys the other day on TikTok, can't remember their podcast. Sorry about that, because it's probably pretty good. But they were talking about the male and female gaze. And one guy was like, yeah, I've written a paper on that and stuff. And there was this other guy that was like, but basically the male and female gaze is like how men perceive women and how women perceive men. Like we might look at a woman walking down the street and be like, damn, she's hot as hell, she's sexy. And a woman might just be like, what's she doing? Like, it's not impressive. But we see things differently. Okay, we're like, oh, I really like what she did there. It's like when girls say, and we're seeing this a lot more on social media now, like when he says this or when he does this, or when guys like arrange their crotch area, like they just adjust it, and girls are like, oh my god, that's so sexy. Whereas guys were just like, he's just, he's rearranging his dick, like his balls got caught, or it's completely different. We see things differently. And there was a guy on there who was like, he's lifted weights, he's not in shape though, do you know what I mean? He wasn't like a handsome guy. And he was saying, yeah, it's like with fitness, it's like with muscles, like all these guys, and I see this all the time, and I don't know where it's coming from. Some of you guys who have been through your fitness transformation as well, who have got down to a low body fat percentage, you'll probably understand exactly what I'm talking about now. A lot of you younger guys who have just started out, you'll notice like you'll be on the other side of the fence arguing with this other guy, and it's very weird, okay? He was saying stuff like, oh, I got in shape, like I got in the gym thinking it was going to get me girls. And he was like, I soon realized after like 6 months that the only people who were coming up and complimenting me were men. And I see this all the time, like so many guys saying, oh, expectation, all girls around you, reality, all guys around you going, oh, bro, like you're in great shape, you look really big, how much do you bench, bro? And yeah, that happens, of course that happens, right? But this guy, like I said, he was kind of farmer muscular. He was kind of like chunky, but it wasn't sexy, okay? And there's 2 ways that you look at male fitness. I could be twice as strong as I am. Like I'm naturally very strong. I've got good genetics, massive strength in my family. Like the wings that a lot of people are complimenting me on under here, I have no idea why they're there. I think maybe I did some pull-ups, some wheelbarrowing, digging when I was young, boxing when I was young, motocross, all this different shit. Maybe that's how they formed. I don't know. I have pretty good genetics in that sense. And I could be like twice as strong as I am now. I could be doing record lifts. How could I do that? Okay, well, I could change my entire training. I could start eating a ton of carbs again. I could start eating a 1,000 calorie surplus every single day. I could add a big amount of fat onto my body and just go and do powerlifting. And then start deadlifting 300 kg and feel like an absolute monster. And people are like, damn, this guy's a beast. But that's going to be men, okay? Most men are going to be like, damn, this guy's a beast. Which is pretty cool. Every guy likes to be strong. I heard Eddie Hall, the world's strongest man, in like 2018? I don't know, I might be wrong there. 2018, 2019, I think he won it. And he was saying something like, every guy in the world, he said they're lying if they say no, wants to be the strongest man in the world. And I was like, yeah, they probably do. Yeah, every guy would like to have that title. And he said, and every guy wants to be this big and muscular. They just don't admit it. I was like, that's not true. Maybe in his fields, like all the guys that he's around, they want to be the biggest and the strongest. But the average guy on the street doesn't want to be that big. Like how often do you hear guys say stuff like, I want to join the gym, but I don't want to get too big. Number one, that is wildly disrespectful. Like, you can train very fucking hard. You can lift very heavy. You can eat like a beast, and after a year, you might only be like 5 kg heavier. And guys say, "Oh, I'm going to look like Eddie Hall after a year of training." No, you're not. Okay, like relax. That's not going to happen. But there's kind of this, like, most guys want to be athletic and they want to look good aesthetically. And that's how I train, okay? I'm not training, like, if you ever see me do a lift and you're like, I can lift more than you, I don't care. I really don't care. And I congratulate you, well done. You know, but I also don't care. I don't train for strength purposes. When I'm bulking, I might, but it's all for the end goal of eventually cutting it down and training for aesthetic purposes. I want to look as good as possible. I want to be sexy. I want to be attractive to women. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you work hard to look good for women? It's easier. It makes your life so much easier. And and here's where we get to the crossroads where guys say, but hang on, girls don't really like muscular guys. How does it make your life easier? Muscular guys don't get girls. Girls have this weird thing. Like I've always said, don't listen to women. When you get like dating advice and whatever, like women say one thing, they do another. I want a guy who loves me for me, and then they go and have sex with the player. Right? I've openly said to girls before, I've slept with X amount of women. I'm sleeping with like 3 at the moment, and they're like, "Oh my God, you player, that's disgusting." And then you end up fucking them that night. Like they say one thing, they do another, okay? When girls are saying stuff like, "Oh, I prefer a guy with a dad bod," and guys are like, "Yeah, see, they don't like guys that go to the gym. They want chubby guys." It's like, do you understand what a dad bod actually is? Okay, to men, a dad bod is some fat Russian guy that just eats barbecued meat all day and drinks vodka. That's us, right? That's how we see it. Women's perception, and this has been looked into, there's a lot of women that say, oh, they're like in a study, I think they said something like their perfect dad bod, you ready for this, was Jason Momoa. What the fuck? That guy's built like a fucking prime Viking. Now, what they meant was, there's a picture of Jason Momoa after he did Aquaman. He was like on holiday somewhere, and he'd probably put on like 5% body fat. Okay, so he was sitting at like 15-16% body fat. Still very low, still below average for a man who sits at like 21. The average man's like 21, Momoa's like 15-16, okay? So you've got abs, but they're not popping, okay? Everybody's seen it. But you got to understand that this guy's done like, number one, he's a genetic freak, but number two, he's done like 5 or 6 years of solid training. He's just done a steroid cycle, etc. He's built like this ridiculous amount of muscle. He got shredded for the role. And then he just said, I'm going to put a little bit of fat on top of that because I want to relax. I want to enjoy my holiday. I want to enjoy myself. But you got to understand, like, and girls say, oh yeah, but he's in shape, but it's not too much, okay? He doesn't take himself too seriously. He still eats nice foods. Lady, you got to understand, like, we don't train like you. I've seen girls in the gym. Some train hard, okay? 90% of women go to the gym to run on the treadmill, watch the TV, text on their phone, do 6 squats and fuck off home. And they look like a fucking smoking hot Victoria's Secret model. Okay, it's very easy to stay in shape for a woman. There's no disrespect. You just, when they get older, it's tough. When they're young, it's a walk in the park. Okay, it's a piece of piss. If you're a girl who's like 18 and not hot, you're probably doing something wrong. Okay, it's pretty easy. For a man, it might take like 5-6 years of just lifting weights relentlessly, dieting to perfection, okay? And then to get to that Jason Momoa dad bod standard, it's 5 or 6 years of solid training, a genetic freak on top of that, 1 or 2 steroid cycles, having the perfect body, and then going, I'm going to relax for 6 months. That is what women consider a dad bod, okay? And then the other side of the coin, when women say, I don't really like muscular guys, okay? I don't really like muscular guys. Well, there's 2 parts to this. Number one, they do, okay? They really do, because, again, you cannot trust women. You cannot listen to women. Their perception of a muscular guy is the world's strongest man. Like, they're talking about the guys in, like, WWE that are on steroids. That's what they think is a muscular man, okay? And then they'll say, I want a guy who's just healthy, who's lean with that. They're talking about somebody like, let's say who's got the perfect physique in that sense. Like, let's say if Mike Thurston was as lean as possible, Like, he got himself down to like 10% body fat, which he probably is now. He's probably like 9 or 10. A lot of girls see that as like athletic, okay? There's smaller than that. There's his mate Owen. He said something before that he was in, he's lost a lot of like mass at the moment. He's got like a lot leaner, and he was saying it's the best body shape for women. He was like, women absolutely love it. This guy is still like 85 kilograms of lean muscle, 9% body fat, you know, looking absolutely shredded, arms like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's still muscular. He's just not looking like Thor or Eddie Hall, like the strongmen. And that's one thing that guys get confused with is, oh, do women like muscular men? Yeah, they love them. It's just they have different words for different things. They have different meanings. Oh, I don't want a guy who's too big. Okay? They're picturing, like I said, Eddie Hall. We're picturing, oh, too big. Well, my mate's got like big arms. Fucking hell. Like, oh, like right now, oh, Chris is too big. It's like, I'm not even close. Okay? I wouldn't even be close to that. Like, some people might think I've got really big arms. No, not at all. Like, I see myself as like lean and athletic, like in like pretty good shape, pretty strong, whatever. And here's what I found, okay? This is why the older guys who have been through a body transformation or two will say one thing and the young guys will say another. Is once you like bulk up once or twice or whatever, and then you strip all the body fat off and you get down to like sub 14% body fat, you start getting women left, right, and center, like as many as you want. It becomes too easy. Like, they don't really say no past that point. Like, I'm rocking like 11-12% body fat right now, in my opinion. It's pretty easy, okay? Like, anywhere you go, you walk down the street, like if it's boiling hot, you take your top off. The women turn into men. They walk past you going like that, like we would when we fucking were young and we used to see a hot girl and we stare at her ass or something. Like, the girls start doing that to the men. And somebody would go, oh, but I didn't think women like muscular men. Now, like I said, they're talking about the Eddie Halls, the Thors, etc. They're not talking about guys that are, like I said, 85 kilograms of lean muscle, 11-12% body fat. Like, that's what they want. Okay, that's like the peak physique that women are interested in. Like 10% body fat, 90 kg would probably be like top of the table. Okay, like most girls would be like, yeah, obviously I'm 6'2". I'm doing it based on that reference, but that would be like the optimum for me. Maybe add a little bit more muscle to my legs. They're naturally skinny. They've got a lot bigger, but they're probably naturally not as easy to put muscle on as my upper body. You know, put a little bit more muscle into my ass, whatever, like pad that out a bit. It's probably like I'd probably be there, but I'd be fully cooked. I wouldn't need to do a lot more. But to say that women don't like muscular men is so silly unless you've actually got to the point where you have that kind of swimmer's physique. Okay, yeah, girls don't like puff. Here we go. Here's a statement for you. Women don't like puffy, bloated, water retentions, men with bad skin. And how do you get bad skin? Well, you have a lot of body fat covering the skin. Like I said, I've got a vein now going like down there. I don't know if you can see it. I've got arm veins now. They're like pumping through. Whether you can see them or not doesn't really matter. I have them. I think there's a picture out there of me with arm veins. I'm getting a lot more veins around my body. They're in my legs. What this does is, if you're eating good food, which you probably are because you're cutting, you're losing body fat, you've got just good nutrients pumping around the body. The veins are close to the skin. It makes your skin look really good. Like there's a side-by-side comparison on a previous video I've done of like me with 98 kg and me at like 84, 85 kg, okay? The difference in skin is through the roof. Like, it's just so different because when I was big and puffy and holding all this water, my skin started to look a little bit purpley and red. And that's just because it's not healthy, okay? And that comes through like your face and everything, like your skin and whatnot. You just look better. Like a lot of people, I don't think I've got particularly great skin. A lot of guys in the comments have asked me in the last 6 months or so, what's your skin routine? What's it like? Do you exfoliate? What creams do you use? I do things like that. But a lot of that comes down to just being low percentage body fat. It will just make you look like, it'll give you more angles and stuff. It will make your like features just more pronounced. Like your nose might go in and like just look like the bone structure of it starts to like pop more. The skin starts to become cleaner. Everything just looks better. You add a little tan to that, you know, and it's game over. this is what a lot of guys don't understand, okay? So do girls like muscular guys? Like, stop thinking about a guy in like mid bulk who's looking like a water buffalo, okay? He's just like padded out. He's like, hey ladies, I like, it's a hyper version of a man. Okay, it's the hyper version of a man. Like these strong men that are on steroids and they're all like purpley. It's like a hyper version of a man. Just as if we saw a woman walking down the road with fake lips, fake tits, fake ass, whatever, there's some guys, maybe 5%, that might be like, I'd bang that. You know, most guys, it will catch our eye because we're like, whoa, that's like a hyper feminine kind of look. But most of us would be like, that's too much. Okay, it's just, we don't like it. It's not attractive. It's too much. Those fucking duck lips don't really do it for me. But if you saw a woman who was like slim, thick, C-cup boobs, okay, ass like pops a little bit, it's kind of like gym standards, narrow waist, hips come out a little bit, you know, lips are like just average size, you know, most guys would be like, I really like her, she's like really natural. You know, if her lips were a little bit bigger, we might find her more attractive. If her boobs were a little bit bigger, we might find her more attractive. I'm not saying that, we've all got different types, but I'm saying she could have like medium to high female assets and we'd be like, damn, she's really attractive, I like her, I like the natural vibe, that really does it for me. It's the same when like men are in shape. Do girls like muscular guys? Yeah, but not like the steroid freaks that are deadlifting half a ton. Okay, they like the guys that are like, once you get down to, like I said, 14% body fat or below, the game will change, okay? Like this guy who was on the podcast, who was talking about, I don't think girls like muscular guys. I get compliments off guys. Yeah, because you're buffaloed up. You've got all this water retention. You're just like padded up. If he dropped all of that, got down to like 10% body fat and had like a lean face and whatever, all the muscle is underneath. Now the veins and the grooves are starting to appear. More women are going to be like, that guy's healthy. Because that's all it is. Like, if you look at a girl and she's got like thick hair and a nice smile, and you're like, or like, for example, I've seen girls before with like a collarbone structure across here, like really good posture and like a strong collarbone. And I'm like, why do I find that attractive? But it's health, okay? It's good posture. It's like a low percentage of body fat around here, which is where she shouldn't be carrying it anyway. Now she's got big boobs on top of that and like a narrow waist. Like my primitive brain is going, wow, look at that health. Like, look at the way everything's built. The same with women. Like women, oh, we love veiny arms. Well, that means good blood flow. That means low body fat. Like, it's a lot of it's just health, okay? And when you are like some big, to girls like muscular guys, if you're just some big puffy guy, it's not healthy, okay? You might be strong, but I don't really know what that does in this era. Like, aesthetics is up here, strength is like down here in this era, unless you're trying to be a strongman. You know, even if you're in a fight, the leaner guy can probably move a lot better, can probably hit harder because of speed times mass, you know, that sort of thing. Like, the big guy wouldn't have that much speed. It's not everybody, but it's that sort of thing. So when you actually add it up, the guy who is muscular but lean is a lot healthier. That's when women like muscular guys. That's when women are really interested. Like, don't let all this other shit fool you, okay? And be like, oh, there's no point getting in shape. Girls like skinny guys anyway. Girls like, it's like, trust me, once you go through that body transformation, like I've been a naturally skinny guy with like hair, traditional like Justin Bieber kind of fucking looks when I was young. I've been the big puffy muscular guy. I've also been who I am now, where I'm like 11-12% body fat. I've got the arm veins and everything, all the shit going on. This is massively superior. It's not whoever you want, because, you know, you might be at different levels, whatever, but no woman really rejects you. Like, they go, well, you know, I have no real reason to say no. Like, this guy's healthy, looks good, he looks clean, skin's good. You know, he looks like a proper man, like he looks grown, like all the boxes are kind of ticked. And for guys to be like, oh, when you get in shape, you only get compliments off men. They've never been big and lean, okay? Because once you get to that stage, it changes the game. And it's something that really annoys me. And it's like, yeah, girls do like muscular guys. They've just got a different variation on it. And instead of listening to girls and being like, oh, she said, like, forget what she said. Actually live it, or find people like myself who have lived it and then emulate what they've done. Instead of training for strength, unless you're bulking and then you're going to cut, but then long term the focus is around aesthetics and being lean, You know, don't worry too much about strength. Worry too much about how you're going to look, like how that's going to appear. It just means so much more in this era. It just makes your life easier. And then when you do have, like I always say, I don't like wasting time on women. I don't like guys going out and getting girls' numbers. I personally don't think getting a girl's number is an accomplishment. Like there's multiple girls when I was young, I got their number and never spoke to them again. They never called back. They didn't reply to the text. They just did it to get rid of you. And you're chasing all these girls, getting all these numbers. It's like, I've met girls in the past where I've not got their number. I've just spoke to them, whatever, and then next time I see them, or even that night, take them home, you have sex with them. And when they're leaving, they're like, I should probably get your number. Like, you can still, like, a number's nothing, okay? And everybody, like, promotes it. I don't like chasing women. I don't like going out and trying to get numbers. I don't like doing all that shit of, like, pickup. I think some guys are very good at it. It works for some guys, you know. Some guys make a career out of it, like Travel Berman, he's probably the best ever, and for him it's perfect. I love that guy, I think he's great, and he's helped millions of men around the world, okay? But for me, I don't really have the time, it doesn't benefit me too much, I don't want to do it. By getting in shape, women come to me. I'm not being cocky and saying I get all the way, like, but I have options by not trying. I have options by just existing, because you post a picture and some girl's like, hey, I haven't seen you in ages. It just makes it very, very easy. But to be like girls don't like muscular guys, it's probably the dumbest statement ever. It's just a variation of muscular. You don't have to be Eddie Hall. You don't have to be the biggest, puffiest, strongest guy in the world. It's not going to benefit you unless you're getting paid to lift heavy weights, okay? But being aesthetically pleasing, having what would be deemed traditionally sexy based on the female gaze, that is what women like, okay? If you want to grab our men's lifestyle supplement and male advantage ebook, all links are in the bio.